There's a voice inside you, one that knows without thinking, sees without eyes, and feels without proof. A knowing that flickers in dreams, synchronicities, and gut feelings so strong they make your skin shiver. But modern science, for all its brilliance, has called it coincidence, imagination, or worse, delusion. What if I told you that this intuition isn't just a spiritual whisper, but a quantum phenomenon, one deeply rooted in the very fabric of existence, a buried technology of the soul that ancient mystics mastered, and today's physicists are only beginning to glimpse? Because here's the truth most scientists quietly overlook. Consciousness is not bound by time, and neither is intuition. Long before the first atom was split, ancient civilizations knew of this power. They built temples to amplify it, rituals to invoke it, and schools to protect its secrets. They didn't just believe intuition was real. They used it as a tool to navigate the invisible web connecting all things. In this video, we're going to unravel what science missed about this enigmatic force. We'll explore its hidden roots in lost wisdom, its connection to quantum entanglement, and how your intuition may be a signal from your future self. You'll learn why it's been suppressed, how to awaken it, and how it might be the missing link between mind, matter, and multidimensional reality. This isn't just theory. This is the ancient code beneath your thoughts, the signal buried in the static of your reality. Welcome to a truth your soul already knows, but your mind is only now remembering. Long before quantum mechanics had a name, before Einstein spoke of space-time, humanity was already wrestling with a deeper question. What is the source of inner knowing? Across the sands of Egypt, the sages of Kemet taught that to know thyself is to know the gods. In the Vedic scriptures of ancient India, the concept of pratyaksa, direct perception, was elevated above intellectual reasoning. And in the mystery schools of Greece, Pythagoras and Plato spoke of the nous, the divine mind, a cosmic intelligence that one could access through purification, stillness, and sacred geometry. These weren't mere metaphors. These traditions believed that intuition was not an emotion. It was a faculty, a quantum sense as real and vital as sight or sound, capable of receiving data from the field beyond matter, beyond time. But something changed. As Western civilization rose and the age of reason took hold, what could not be measured was dismissed. The mystical was branded primitive, the intuitive irrational, and yet remnants of this sacred science survived. In the cryptic language of Hermetic texts, in the trance states of shamans who downloaded knowledge from spirit worlds, in the chilling accuracy of oracles who foresaw the fall of empires, and even in the modern world, figures like Carl Jung and Nikola Tesla hinted at something greater. Tesla once declared, "My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration." He was not speaking metaphorically. He was touching the edge of a hidden truth, that there is a field of consciousness, perhaps what quantum physicist David Bohm called the implicate order, from which intuition arises like a ripple from still water. And while modern science peers into particle colliders, searching for proof, the ancients listened in silence and found answers, because intuition doesn't scream, it whispers. And those who knew how to hear it shaped history in ways we still don't understand. But why was this knowledge buried? Why does intuition, once honored, now feel like a forgotten sense? Because intuition threatens the systems of control. It bypasses logic, ignores authority, and connects you to something that cannot be sold, measured, or owned. It is the voice of sovereignty within. And now, as quantum science begins to dance with the mystical once more, we stand at the edge of remembering. So what exactly is quantum intuition? It begins with a paradox. The universe is made of matter, and yet when you zoom in far enough, matter disappears. Particles vanish into probability. Objects transform into waves of potential. And at the heart of it all is something modern physics calls the observer effect. When you observe a quantum system, you don't just witness it, you change it. This means reality doesn't exist independently of you. It responds to you. And herein lies the secret, because if the act of observation changes the fabric of reality, what happens when you sense before you see? What happens when you know something without logic, without proof, yet it turns out to be true? This is the realm of quantum intuition, not superstition, not fantasy, but the ability to perceive patterns, energies, and truths embedded in the quantum field before they collapse into physical form. Let's simplify. Imagine reality as a vast ocean of infinite waves, each wave a possibility. Your intuition? It's like a tuning fork. When you're still, clear, and receptive, you begin to resonate with the correct wave. You don't guess. You feel into the probability that is already forming. It's no surprise that some of the most successful innovators, inventors, and mystics throughout time describe flashes of knowing that came out of nowhere. They weren't thinking, they were receiving. Now here's where it gets deeper. Neuroscience shows us that the heart emits an electromagnetic field far more powerful than the brain, and it often picks up subtle signals milliseconds before the brain does. Intuition, then, may not be a cognitive function, but a field-based perception, a quantum radar, tied to your entire energetic system. You are not just a body, you are a frequency. And when your frequency is in harmony with the quantum field, you begin to receive insights, warnings, guidance, even visions that defy logic but prove themselves through experience. Think of the moments you've felt danger before it happened, or the sudden urge to call someone only to discover they were in crisis, or the dream that revealed a truth you were avoiding in waking life. These are not coincidences. They are echoes from a deeper field of consciousness, one that flows beneath the surface of everyday awareness. And yet, if this ability is real, why isn't it taught? Why don't we all use it effortlessly? That's the mystery we'll unravel next. What if the reason we struggle to understand intuition is because we've forgotten it was once our primary sense? Before words, before logic, before even fire and tools, humans felt the world. Ancient shamans, oracles, sages, they didn't rely on microscopes or machines. They aligned their energy. They tuned into the rhythms of the earth, the sky, and the silent whisper of the cosmos. In the temples of Egypt, initiates were trained for years in sacred silence, taught to listen not with ears, but with the soul. In Vedic traditions, the concept of pratyahara teaches withdrawal from the senses, not to escape reality, but to see it more clearly through the inner eye. And in Gnostic texts, there are references to the nous, the divine intelligence within, the hidden faculty that perceives what the rational mind cannot. So why does modern science hesitate? Because science, by design, seeks repeatable external proof. But intuition is internal. It's experiential, unpredictable, and often non-linear. This frustrates the scientific method. A physicist can measure a photon's spin, but how do you measure a knowing that arises in silence? How do you put a number on a dream that turns out to be prophetic? This is where science, beautiful and powerful as it is, reaches its boundary. And beyond that boundary lies the mystical. But the truth is, many scientists have felt this deeper pull. Niels Bohr, one of the pioneers of quantum theory, once said, "Those who are not shocked when they first come across quantum theory cannot possibly have understood it." And even Einstein, often portrayed as a rationalist, was guided by intuition. He once confessed, "I didn't arrive at my understanding of the fundamental laws of the universe through my rational mind. It was through what he called cosmic religious feeling, the same feeling mystics describe when standing at the threshold of revelation." And here's the twist. In the lab, intuition is dismissed as anecdote, but in the battlefield of life, it saves lives. Doctors who trust their gut notice subtle symptoms others miss. Pilots who feel something is wrong prevent disaster. And spiritual seekers who follow an unexplainable pull often find themselves face to face with destiny. So maybe, just maybe, intuition isn't irrational. It's trans-rational, beyond logic, yet rooted in a deeper form of intelligence. An intelligence that doesn't analyze, it aligns. That doesn't decode, it downloads. And the reason most people can't access it, we're overstimulated, distracted, addicted to noise. You can't hear whispers when you're surrounded by chaos. You can't feel the quantum ripples when your own field is in disarray. So this is not just about knowledge. It's about state, about stillness, about remembering who you are beneath the noise. In the next section, we'll explore how to reconnect with this ancient power, how to reawaken your quantum intuition, and begin using it as your compass in a world full of distortion. Now that you understand what quantum intuition truly is, not a fantasy, not magic, but a forgotten faculty of higher knowing, the question becomes, how do you activate it? You don't need a sacred temple or a Himalayan cave. The doorway is much closer than you think. Because intuition isn't something you build, it's something you uncover. And the first step is simple, but rarely followed. Enter the quiet field. Intuition doesn't scream, it whispers. And if your mind is cluttered with opinions, fears, social media, and deadlines, you'll never hear it. Start with 5 minutes a day. No music, no input, no goal. Just sit, eyes closed, and observe your inner field. The racing thoughts, the sensations, the space between them. This is not passive, this is attunement. With practice, you'll begin to notice subtle impressions, a gut feeling, a color, a sound, an image with no clear origin. These are the fragments of your quantum intuition, reaching through the static. Ask the right questions. The intuitive mind does not respond to commands, but it loves questions. Try this. Before you sleep, ask a question aloud, something that matters deeply to you. Not, what should I wear tomorrow, but what am I not seeing clearly in this situation? What path aligns with my higher purpose? Who am I becoming? Then let go. Don't search. Don't force. In the silence that follows, especially in dreams or in those first moments upon waking, answers will come. Symbols, feelings, a sudden clarity. This is the quantum field responding, not linearly but holographically. Follow the subtle pull. Once the signals begin to appear, the ego will resist. It will ask for proof. It will demand certainty. Ignore it. Intuition is not about certainty, it's about resonance. It feels like a magnetic nudge, a soft push from within. Test it. Follow small nudges. Turn left instead of right. Call someone you haven't spoken to. Say yes to something that doesn't make logical sense, but feels right, and track the results. Over time, you'll discover something extraordinary. There is an intelligence within you that sees far beyond your five senses. It's not a voice in your head. It's the voice behind the voice, the timeless echo of your highest self, encoded in the quantum fabric of reality. Protect the signal, a final reminder. Your intuition is a sacred signal, and like a radio, it can be jammed. Toxic people, fear-based media, addictive patterns, these things distort your frequency. Clean your field, nurture solitude, walk in nature, fast from noise, even for a day. You'll be stunned how clear the signal becomes. And remember, you are not learning something new. You are remembering something ancient, a wisdom that your soul has always carried. But the world made you forget. There was a time when humans didn't second-guess themselves, a time when we moved not through analysis but alignment. We called it instinct, vision, prophecy, but it was something far greater. It was quantum intuition, the sacred technology of the soul whispering through the veil of reality. But in our obsession with logic, in our worship of data, we traded the infinite for the measurable. We silenced the only voice that ever truly knew the way. And now, the ancient knowledge returns, not through textbooks, not through scientists, but through you. Because here's the truth no one told you. You were never cut off from the quantum field. You are the quantum field, experiencing itself through a human form. Your thoughts ripple through space-time. Your attention bends probability. And your intuition is not just a tool. It's a bridge between worlds seen and unseen. So the next time you feel that strange inner nudge, that pull you can't explain, don't ignore it. That is the voice of your deeper self, the part of you that never forgot where you came from. And if you follow it, if you trust it, it will take you not just to better decisions, but to another dimension of living entirely. One where the universe no longer feels random, but orchestrated, where every moment, every sign, every encounter reveals a hidden thread. And that thread, it leads you home. If this resonated, then maybe it's time. Time to remember who you really are. Time to reclaim the lost wisdom within you. Comment below what your intuition has been whispering lately. And if you feel the call, subscribe. There are more truths waiting to be uncovered. Truths they never taught you, but your soul never forgot.